Hi, I'm the Lockpicking Cuber, and in this video and the next two I'm going to be doing my best to explain what this is and why it's from another dimension, kind of. So what I have here is a 4-dimensional Rubik's Cube. It's a 2x2x2x2. So by comparison, this is a 2x2x2, a 3-dimensional puzzle. These are closely related to each other, but whereas this one has 6 colours, white, yellow, green, blue, orange and red, this one has 8 colours, so 2 for each of the 4 dimensions. So it has the same 6 colours plus pink and purple. So clearly this isn't actually a 4-dimensional object because I, like you, live in 3-dimensional space, but what makes this amazing is that solving this puzzle is logically exactly the same as solving a 4-dimensional 2x2x2x2. I'm going to try to explain what that means a bit later, but for now I thought I'd start by showing how I put this puzzle together. So at the moment, the main way to get hold of this puzzle is by buying the parts 3D printed from Shapeways. I'll include a link so that you can see that in the description. You also need to buy hundreds of magnets, which are what hold these pieces together. It's kind of expensive at the moment, but Melinda Green, who invented and designed this puzzle, is working on a way to have it mass produced. So if you're interested in getting one and are up for the cost and time, go ahead and click on the Shapeways link and follow the instructions. But otherwise you might want to get on Melinda's waiting list. Anyway, here's my experience with constructing this puzzle.
What I have here is something rather special, which I've got from Shapeways. In here are the pieces of a 4-dimensional 2x2x2x2 Rubik's Cube. What exactly is a 4-dimensional Rubik's Cube? Well, over the course of this video, I hope you're going to find out. So what we have here are the 3D printed pieces, which I'm going to be putting together. There we go. Okay, so these are the pieces. And over the course of this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build it, and then I'm going to show you how it works, and then I'm going to scramble it, and I'm going to see if I can figure out how to solve it. All right, so let's get going. So the pieces all come attached together with this chain, which is kind of amazing to look at, and it makes me wonder how it's 3D printed, but I guess it's probably relatively straightforward. But now what I have to do is break them off from the chain, and I have failed to find anywhere online that explains exactly what that means, but I'm guessing that I can just snap this this little piece here that attaches on, and that the pieces are meant to be completely symmetrical. So I'm going to take a chance and just try and snap it the obvious way. Okay, I hope that's right. I'm left with this little nub in there, but I think that's probably what I'm supposed to do. So okay, I'm going to basically snap them all off now. Okay, there we go. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8 of each of 8 colors. So we have 64 of these little pyramidal pieces. I don't yet know exactly how you fit them together. I'm going to be following the instructions, but the next step is that I need to coat them with enamel. So the other thing I've done, by the way, is in following the instructions, is I washed my hands fairly carefully before I touch these unsealed pieces. Don't want to get grease on them. So now I'm going to spray them with the first coat of this. I'm going to start by reading these instructions. Wait, I have to shake it for 1 minute? Good grief. Okay, so I'm going to keep smells of school marker pens. Okay, that is coat number 1. Now I'm going to leave it a few minutes. All right, time for a second coat. Oops. Okay, so the pieces all now have 2 coats of enamel. I think that's probably enough. I think they look pretty nice. The next step is I have to insert magnets. So each of these pieces has 6 little holes on the inside, and we need to put 6 magnets, therefore, into each of these pieces. And the website comes with some instructions for the orientation of these magnets. Now, I was thinking to myself, how do I know which is the north and which is the south pole of a given magnet? But of course it doesn't matter. As long as I pick one orientation and use them all the same way, then this should work fine. 6 magnets for each of these. That's a lot of magnets. Luckily, I have a lot of magnets. There we go. So I'm going to try and keep them all in a long line so that I don't get in any way confused, because, well, I'm easily confused. Here they are. Right, so also as per the instructions on the website, I'm going to use some needle nose pliers, and I've put some tape around one of the arms of them to avoid damaging the outside of the pieces. So I should be able to put a magnet on there and kind of go like this. So we'll see. So I'm going to pick a magnet off the end here. Let's see if I can do this so I can show you. Here we go. I can put bends in the line, can't I? Right, so I'm going to take the magnet off the end, and I just want to see, first of all, is there any visible distinction? No, there isn't. Okay. So I'm going to have to be very careful about getting these polarities right, because I understand, again, from the instructions that once you put a magnet in, it's pretty well impossible to get it out again. Okay, so we're going to say, I'm going to take the bottom being the end that attaches to the rest of them here. And that bottom is going to go onto the bottom of the pliers like this. And then I'm going to insert that in. Let's pick a piece. I'm going to pick this one because I don't know how, but somehow it got a little stain on it. I don't mind that too much, but if I'm going to ruin a piece by putting the magnets in wrongly, I'd rather it was this one than any of the others. And then I'm going to just push it in. There we go. It's a nice snug fit. Look at that. Can you see that? Yeah, there we go. So now the polarities need to alternate, basically. So having put that in this position, we hold it this way around. The ones on either side of it just need to be the other way around, and then so on. So that means that if I take this magnet, the next magnet off the top, I want it to be the other way around. So I want to actually have it go this way this time. And that one should go in here. There we go, 2 magnets in. Hopefully I've done that right. The next one's going to go the original way round. I need a better notation for this, don't I, then? One way round and the other way round. Okay, just in case, put that back on the end just to make sure I got the orientation correct. So that's the bottom, there we go. Yep. Goes here. So I should be able to test that immediately. Yeah, there we go. This is good. Alright. So that gives me some comfort. This is working. Whereas if I try and put it here wrong, and here wrong. Good. Okay, so I'm pretty comfortable these are all correct. So that's my test piece. Okay, I'm exactly halfway through now. I've put magnets into half of the pieces, so I've done 4 of each colour. They don't actually end up joining up this way. You're not making like one white piece, but anyway, I've done it that way just to make it easier to keep track of where I am. A few things. One is I did have to use super glue to hold a couple of the magnets in, literally 2, so that's not too bad. I have made one mistake. This magnet is in the wrong place, or the wrong way round, and I haven't yet figured out what to do about it. As soon as I put it in, I knew it was wrong. I just sort of drifted off for just a second. This is the other thing I was going to say, is it definitely takes some concentration. I got into a nice pattern, but still you have to focus to make sure you're doing it right. So yeah, I might have to sort of gouge it out with a knife or something and just live with well, I could super glue the magnet in the right way around in there, I guess. I tried pulling it out using other magnets, but so far I haven't had any luck with that. We'll see. And then the other thing I found is that it's actually much easier to go anti-clockwise, putting the magnets in, than clockwise. And the reason for this is the asymmetry of these little latches. They get much closer to the holes on the sort of upper side than they do on their lower side. And so that means you want to be putting in the magnet above the latch when there isn't a magnet here to sort of get in the way. And then when you come to put the magnet in the next one round this way, having a magnet there already is less troublesome because you have more space. Took me a little while to realize this, I must admit, but switching, I was originally going clockwise, and switching to going anti-clockwise reduced the hassle and time dramatically. I'd say I've got to the point now where it's taking me, I don't know, something like 30 seconds to do a piece, so it's not too bad. So I'll film myself doing a few of them so you can just see it in action now that I kind of know what I'm doing. And then we're, yeah, pretty close. So let's do all the remaining white pieces next, shall we? Hope we don't need any super glue. Here we go. So I start here. And now I'm going to go anti-clockwise. Okay, and having done that piece, I want to just test it, make sure. The easy way to test it is to try all of its sides against one of the sides that I already know is right. Yep, so that seems good. And indeed we can join it together into another foursome, like so. And then we've got this one to test the next lot on. Where did all my magnets go? You realised I can no longer take for granted that I know which end is which, so I'm going to be slightly more careful with that. Okay, good. Now I just have to figure out what to do about this wrong magnet. Okay, I have now made the first cube. Now I have to figure out how the different color combinations go, because you don't just stick them together randomly. So in the photo that I have on Melinda Green's website, this piece is in the top left corner here. There's going to be another piece that goes here, and I think it's going to have matching, well, it's definitely going to have matching red, yellow, purple, and then I think in place of blue, I think it's going to be green, but I need to make sure I'm right about that. So I'm going to put the red and yellow and purple together now anyway, because I can see how those are going to go. It's a little fiddly to get these together. You end up sort of interlocking these little clasps into each other. So if this piece goes here, then this piece is going to go here. Okay, so that's going to join up like this, and then when we look on the inside we see this nice sort of secure join. It becomes very secure obviously once you've got all four pieces in place together. Okay, so this would go it's going to go like that, yes, and then purple is going to come down here. So purple to go in there. It's not quite right actually, just in terms of the image that I have. Just want to be extremely cautious and not get this wrong. So it's like this actually. And then this piece goes in there, yeah. Okay, so I want to sort of slide these together. This is a puzzle in itself, getting these to hook together nicely. A non-trivial exercise for sure. Done that? Not very neatly. You can see the red and purple pieces are sort of twisting around each other instead of slotting in nicely, so that's not going to work very well. Where that happens. It's already a little twisted, that bit, I guess. Again, want to get this right, so it's here, and this is down here, okay. Am I doing this wrong? Oh yeah, definitely wrong. I see. That goes in there, in fact. It's a very clever design. There we go. Okay, so that's those three connected, and then I just don't know whether it's green here. I think it is green, but I'm going to have to check it out. So I've almost got two pieces, and they go together. And do these go together like that? This is at least in the photo from Melinda Green's website. And then something goes there. I think it's green, but it could potentially be blue. Okay, so yes, I am convinced now this needs to be green. Okay. There we go. So that's the first two. So what I'm doing here is I'm noting that each time this piece, this sort of smaller piece, is the one that slots inside the gap here. Not this one. So I think when I had it twisted around earlier, I was trying to push this into the gap, and then everything just gets pushed out of place. But if you get this guy, you can see it's a little hard to see maybe, but it's kind of got a barb on the end there, which is designed to fit into this sort of triangular shaped hole. So I start by pushing into a gap, that smaller bit into the gap on one side, and then getting it in on the next side, and then getting it in on the third side, and then it all just clicks together. There we go, so that's one little square's worth. And then I think underneath that we're going to have purple, green, blue, pink, and yellow again on the outside. Right, so we're going to want, and orange on the bottom here, so we're going to want 4 orange pieces, 4 yellow pieces, 2 purple, 2 green, and 2 blue, I think, and then we've got, that will be half the puzzle made, I think, at that point. The magnets are very nice and strong. Has a good sort of solid feel. I think the pieces look really lovely actually as well. Okay, so we're going on to the bottom side here. If we take the yellow piece as a starter, that's going to go here, and that's going to have pink. I brought 2 more levels, right? So this goes here and this guy goes here. Okay. And then we're going to put green in there again. Into this bit. That's like so. And like so. And then this piece. No, not quite. How's this going there? Like that. Now, what colour goes in there? Oh, orange, yeah, of course. Yeah, this guy is orange in here. There we go. So this goes there. So now we're going to say the last green one goes there, and put yellow here. that's a half of it made. Pretty sure this is right. Let's hope so. Yes, I'll see if it's not. So that's the yellow half, really. And then there's going to be a white half with white corners on the outside. So this is now the last piece. And there we go. Come on. Yay! We have a completed puzzle. So this is a 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 puzzle invented by Melinda Green.
So the result of all of that is this, Melinda's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. And I have to say, it was totally worth it. This is really one of the most amazing puzzles I've ever experienced. So in the next video, I'm going to try to explain what this puzzle is and how it works. And then in the final video, I'll talk you through a solve. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye.